the M4 MacBook Air is one of the most popular laptops in the world, but I do believe this is the best value computer you can buy right now. Yes, I would say that the M4 Mac Mini and the M5 Mac Mini are great options because they are super powerful and they are currently very, very cheap. You can get them for like $600 and they get the same chip as the M4 MacBook Air. The thing is, they are very, very complete. They are an incomplete package. They only give you the brains of the computer. They don't give you the display, neither the keyboard or the mouse. While the M4 MacBook Air, for currently $999, is the best value computer in the world. And this video is also for students, which are also lucky enough to have a 10% discount on the M4 MacBook Air on Apple's website. So you can pay $899 for the base model MacBook Air, which is awesome, guys. This is one of the best computers you can get currently in the world in terms of performance and in terms of hardware, and it costs $899. This is completely made of aluminum, so it's super premium in the hand. It's super lightweight, so easy to carry around, it's so portable. I mean, I'm doing this video like I was grabbing my iPhone and talking about it. It's so lightweight and so easy to carry around. It has a 13-inch display that is a Retina display. It means you won't be seeing any pixels anytime. This is proven technology, and it's an LCD, not an OLED. So that's probably the only thing that I would say that it's holding back this computer against more expensive machines. Other than that, it's a Retina P3 color gamut display. So in terms of color accuracy, it's actually amazing. So you can edit videos and photos here and be totally fine. And on top of all of that, you get the M4 chip, which is, for those that want to edit photos and videos again, great. Because this chip is so powerful. It's the best that Apple can offer right now in terms of generation. Although they have the M5 chip on the iPad Pro, that chip has seen some improvements in terms of efficiency, in terms of performance. That's pretty much it. And of course, Apple's is improving currently the GPU performance of their chips. So in terms of CPU, this is actually very, very fast. This upgrade also came with more RAM on the M4 chip. So currently we have 16 gigabytes of RAM standard on these machines, which is great. No more 8 gigabytes of RAM. This means this will be even more optimized for AI tasks. So if you are afraid of the future-proofness of these computers that are cheaper, don't. 16 gigabytes of RAM is plenty enough for students and for normal people. If you are using a computer to browse the web, to do some PowerPoint, Canva, to email stuff, this is plenty enough. So if you are not focused on 3D rendering GPU performance machines and tasks, then this computer is way more overkill than you actually think. And on top of all of that, it actually has great I/O. It has 2 USB-C ports and 1 headphone jack and 1 MagSafe port. This means that you have a charging port, the MagSafe port. This is great, saves your computer plenty of times. If you have a MacBook that has the MagSafe port, so any MacBook from the last 5 years, you will love this port. Trust me, if you use a MacBook for more than 2 weeks, you'll have an incident where the MagSafe port comes useful. So this is one of my best favorite things in terms of the hardware of these machines, and frees up one of the USB-C ports that you can connect to hub and be totally fine. If you are on the road, just have a tiny mini USB-C hub to have all the ports that you need, and still have another free USB-C port to do whatever you want. So in terms of I/O, although it seems very limiting because it doesn't have any type of USB-A or even HDMI, for students, pretty much guaranteed that you won't need anything more than this. Currently, if you have a tiny $10, $20 USB-C hub, you can get any port in the world connected here. And that's very powerful. But going back to that display, most people don't realize how beautiful it is. Guys, this is insane. If you came from a Windows laptop, you will be baffled. This is so color accurate. This is beautiful. This is so amazing to look at and so comfortable. Even the coating that they put on the displays, it's anti-glaring. And of course, if you use it for long periods of time, you will notice that it's super comfortable to look at. This is one of the best displays Apple's ever made in terms of LCD technology, and it costs only $900 for students, which is mind-blowing for me because you can get a 256 machine that for cloud usage is pretty much okay, but you can also upgrade that, and for like $1,000 or $1,100, you can grab this machine that is so much more powerful than most Windows computers at that price point. It has way better hardware. So in terms of value, this machine completely destroys any Windows options. And that was not normal. Normally, Apple doesn't have the best value per money. No, they usually have the most expensive and the most premium option. But no, currently Apple kills the laptop market. And if you are looking for a new computer, although macOS can be quite challenging to actually switch, so you're normally used to Windows, but switching to macOS might be seeming like a challenge, it isn't. macOS is so easy to learn. In my opinion, macOS is like 20 years ahead of Windows. Trust me, I have experience with both, and I'm pretty much good at it with both, much better on macOS. We have much better options. I think it's a much more complete system. Even though it doesn't have that much support from professional apps, I know that's probably the biggest bummer about this computer. You can have a virtual machine running and solve that issue, patch that for like the week that you need it. So I don't think that having macOS is a deal breaker. I think macOS is actually a way better system. And if you have an iPhone or an iPad, trust me guys, once you switch for a MacBook, you won't be switching back. These machines are so much better, even in terms of integration with your iPhone. You have Handoff, you have AirDrop, you have iCloud, you have iMessage, FaceTime, Apple Music, everything that you use and the services that you use on your iPhone are available on the MacBook for free. And it's so much better to connect your iPhone to your MacBook. It's so much easier. They are working seamlessly. And if you have an iPad, you have the sidecar technology, so you can use your iPad as a secondary display for your MacBook. So instead of having only a 13-inch display that is beautiful, you can also have a 10-inch display, a 12-inch display, depending which iPad you have, connected here wirelessly on your class, and have a 2-display system on your class. And that's so powerful. And on top of all of that, you can also just put your iPad there. And if you want to use iPadOS, you can control your iPad and your MacBook using your MacBook keyboard and mouse, which on top of all of that are also great, super good. The keyboard here on MacBook Air is so comfortable. I think it's one of the most comfortable keyboards out there. This is the Magic Keyboard technology, the newest one. If you have any concerns about the keyboard technology from Apple, you probably heard about the butterfly keys available like 10 years ago. Those were a disaster, complete disaster. I had one MacBook that had that keyboard technology, and I had to replace the keyboard like 3 times for free on Apple's side. But now Apple has replaced that, I think in 2021, and this keyboard is much better. It's so comfortable. If I used any type of MacBook Pros from the last 3-4 years, this is pretty much the same keyboard. No, it doesn't have as much depth as those computers because they are thicker, but these ones are like 95% out of it. So I think this is a great option for those that type a lot. This keyboard is so comfortable. You also have the fingerprint technology to unlock your Mac, and it's so easy. I know it doesn't have Face ID yet, but I bet in the future, 2-3 years, we'll have it on the notch, because this display has a notch. And this is where most people, they wrinkle a bit, because having a notch on a computer, for most people, whoa, they are not used to it. And I know, it might seem weird, but after 2 days, you won't notice it. It gives you an extra display on the top. So instead of the display being 16 by 9, I think it's 16 by 10. So it gives you a little bit extra space on the top for the menu bar. Don't consider the space that you have for the notch and the notch occupies to be lost. Consider that the notch allows you to have a little bit more space on the display, because normally Windows computers are 16 by 9 and the MacBook Air is 16 by 10. So you can have 16 by 9 content and then have an extra menu bar on the top, if you understand me. As for the trackpad, this is the gold standard of the industry. It's big, usable, it's force touch technology, so it doesn't go down, doesn't fail. It's super sensible and you can learn several gestures for it. It's so powerful, guys. This is the most powerful thing about the MacBook Air is the hardware. So the keyboard, the trackpad, the overall feel in the hand, and lightness and portability. And at the end of the day, that's the experience of the MacBook Air. It's in the name, Air. Easy to carry around, easy to use, super intuitive to use, and no friction at all. So if you want to switch to the MacBook Air and you have a Windows laptop, do it. This is the computer for you. This is the computer for students. I know, this might sound like an advertising, but this is currently the best deal in tech. This is so powerful. And I wish that most people that are doubting me pick up one of these and give it a try. I would say that having a MacBook Air is life-changing. You won't buy any Windows machine ever again. Because if you need Windows, or if you need Windows advantages, just grab a virtual machine, use it for 1 week, and then come back to macOS and tell me your verdict. Because macOS, miles ahead. Oh, and on top of all of that, you have several colors to choose from. This is the gold option. It's very faint, it's very lightweight, but under light, yeah, it's beautiful. You also have the midnight blue and you have the silver. The midnight blue is quite nice, and I had one in, I think, the M2 generation, but I think that this gold one, it's very unique. And girls will love it. And so, are you switching to the MacBook Air? I think that most people overlook how easy it is to use the MacBook Air. And that's the thing about computers, and people don't understand that. Most people, they don't want the most powerful. No, most people want the easiest experience. They don't want any friction between them and the experience of using the computer. And I think that Windows computers have that problem. They are clunky, they are big, they are plasticky. And while they are improving, they are not like Apple's computers. These are made of aluminum and glass, which, if you look at it, just beats every single Windows computer. And then on top of all of that, you have a super well tight package, and you have amazing battery life that I forgot to talk about. This lasts like easily 24 hours of use. And 24 hours of use on a laptop, it's easily 3 days of use, normal use. And it charges so fast via a 40-50 watt charger with MagSafe. So what more can I say? This is the perfect Windows replacement. This is the perfect laptop out there. And okay, there's competition. There is. That I consider it to be the iPad Pro. Nothing more. Because the iPad Pro is the other device that I would say that if you want a different experience, I would buy. Because if not, then this is the laptop to buy. The MacBook Air, easily the best product that you can buy from Apple in 2026, and easily the easiest product to recommend for me. And that was it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like below, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss my other videos, and if you want to see a comparison between the M4 MacBook Air and the M4 iPad Pro, I have it right here. Thank you guys for watching. Buy the M4 MacBook Air. Bye-bye.